What happened on your worst date? A few years ago, my ex and I had broken up after a long, messy, should have ended sooner kind of relationship. I was finally moving on when he texted me out of nowhere. Hey, I feel like I owe you an apology for how things ended. I know a great guy who I think you'd really hit it off with. Let me set you up on a blind date. No pressure. Now, I should have known better, but curiosity, and maybe a tiny bit of pettiness, got the best of me. I agreed. Fast forward to the night of the date. I show up at this fancy little restaurant, expecting to meet some great guy my ex supposedly knew. But when I get to the table, it's my ex, sitting there, smiling, holding a single red rose like this was some twisted version of The Bachelor. My brain short-circuited. I literally looked around, thinking there had been a mistake. Maybe I sat at the wrong table. Maybe he was just coincidentally there. Nope. This man had set me up on a blind date with himself. I was so stunned I just blurted out, "What the actual hell?" And then he launched into this whole speech about how he missed me, how we were meant to be together, how this was fate giving us another shot. He even admitted that he made up the great guy just to get me there. I stared at him, wondering if I was being pranked. I wasn't. This was 100% real. The worst part? He had already ordered food for both of us. My favorite dish. As if I'd be so charmed by his thoughtfulness that I'd forget the absolute psychological warfare he just pulled. I stood up, threw my napkin on the table, and said, "You are insane." Then I walked out, fully expecting him to follow me, but he didn't. He just sat there, shaking his head like I was the unreasonable one. I blocked his number that night. 2 weeks later, he sent me a long email. The subject line? "I still have hope." I didn't even open it. I just hit delete and moved on, something he clearly wasn't capable of doing.